Hey everybody, this is Darkside Elite. Want to talk a little bit about the San Diego Comic Con events. I've been looking at what's been going on at the San Diego Comic Con and what the Snyder Cut has been doing with Eric Blake and the release of Snyder Cut campaigns. I still get the emails about my donation that I put into the release of Snyder Cut. Um, let's talk a little bit about it. I haven't seen a lot of it because I've been waiting to just get it all in one go. Whoever's going to talk about it and do a little bit of reading about what happened. But it seems that there's a big announcement that they are going to go forward with a Man of Tomorrow. I don't know for sure. I'm not 100% about that. I also heard that they showed the chapter two of It, the recent trailer for it. I don't want to see any more trailers. The movie already has me. I'm going to go see it regardless. Um, we saw some more trailers. We also saw Top Gun, which I'm gonna go see. I remember the first movie; it was awesome. Um, and some other events, especially with the new CW crossover with Crisis on Infinite Earths. Um, I'm excited about it. I will pay my massive tribute to Arrow. And speaking of which, I have to do my season 3 of Arrow season wrap ups. All my wrap ups of each season. I want to try to get that done ASAP. I got to do season 3, 4, and 5, 6, and last seasons before season 8 finishes. Because I want to get them all done in one go, and then I could do one final wrap up of how they did, what I feel they did a really great job with, and what I think they should have done better. Um, to talk about this, they're doing a lot of promotion on the CW crossover events, and I think that that's one of their biggest draws for a lot of the audience members. We've been hearing some behind the scenes drama going on with the guy who's playing as Jimmy Olsen. He's saying he's leaving after this season of Supergirl. I think it's a good thing. I think he should have left after season 3. He should have left. I think his character would became very unneeded. I mean, he was just around for no apparent reason. They had no more stories to tell him. This is the guy that was Guardian. I mean, they kind of didn't know what to do with him. And this is where I go with they need a person that knows comics, is a good producer, and it will keep these showrunners on a straight and narrow path because they're doing so many weird things and they don't know what to do with all these characters. They want to shove so much stuff into the seasons and get people excited, and they lost a lot of characters. We lost Carlos Valdez as Cisco, and he's gone. And if they keep doing this with Danielle Pennebaker, who is hands down the most seasoned actress on that show, regardless, I mean, it's in my personal opinion, Cecile, Joe, Tom Cavanaugh, those are the 3 most seasoned people, and Danielle Pennebaker. Those are the 4 main seasoned people on that show who have way more experience than all of those rest of them combined. I mean, I'm sorry, Carlos Valdez, Grant Gustin, and I'm sorry, and oh, I almost forgot her name. I forgot her name. I'm sorry. The woman who plays Iris. They all combined do not even measure to what Danielle Pennebaker, Jesse L. Martin, and Tom Cavanaugh, and I'm sorry, I forgot the lady's name who plays Cecile. Those are seasoned actors and actresses. They've been around for a very, very long time. Who did movies, TV, and even they did movies, TV, commercials, everything. Danielle Pennebaker a is a Hollywood brat. She's been, I'm not saying in a bad way, but a good way, because she's been around since she was very, very little, and her little sister's been around ever since around the same time too. So it's like the Panabakers have been around for a very long time, and I feel that if Flash does not have a good story for her, then let her go. Bring someone else in. Now there's stories about Bumblebee coming in, which I think is weird. I don't know why they're bringing in Bumblebee. But that's a diverse actress. She's a diverse character. She's black, and she's extraordinarily smart. She learned from Ray Palmer. That's how she learned how to basically shrink herself and everything, because she's a student of Ray Palmer. But I wonder how they're going to do that. I wonder if they're just going to make her a meta that can shrink herself and everything, or she can make her in the same vein as Killer Bee, the tech Killer Bee that they made. Whatever. However, like I said, there's a lot of problems and a lot of things that I feel that the Flash needs to work on. But this is all about San Diego Comic-Con. So I want to make this video. I don't know a lot of the things that's going on because I'm doing streaming, and I'm also having my own personal time to myself, watching a lot of shows. Krypton season 2. I'm watching Swamp Thing. I'm trying to get myself back into watching some other TV shows to keep myself busy. I don't want to be doing videos all the time. I don't want to get myself burnt down on that. I'm actually enjoying doing videos. There's sometimes I have to remember to do videos because I'm trying to get myself busy on all types of fronts, and also my own work, my own daytime work. And eventually I'm going to be going back to school again. It's going to be more online, but I'll let a lot of people know if there's going to be some changes in the schedules for some videos, and also my own personal videos I'm doing to talk about the DC film movie saga that I want to build, with each movie building up to bring forth Darkseid. I haven't talked a little bit about that, but I will make a pretty quick video talking about it and how I would outline it and how I would do the movies in certain sequences. And I will type that up pretty soon. But this is about San Diego Comic-Con, like I said. This is about the Snyder Cut. There's been already talks about the billboard and the and all the publicity about releasing the Snyder Cut. Now, Eric Blake said that he was months ago when they announced this, and they were and he was talking with Chris Wong on his podcast, and even a few other people. I think he even talked to Comic Movie Marks, that he's not going to be there. So he's letting other people be able to take forward with this. Now the GoFundMe was done by Will Rollins and by Eric Blake. So again, the proceeds will go to suicide prevention, which is a Zack Snyder it's a Zack Snyder thing that because of his daughter Summer. So I think that that's a really good thing, and also whatever they can get the word out and be able to talk, that's going to make it much more beneficial. Now, here's my thing, and that's all the stuff I know about the Snyder Cut, but here's my thing about this whole situation. I think that WB wants to release the Snyder Cut. I think they've been listening to a lot of us, and they know that a lot of fans want it, and they want to get it out, publicize it as best they can, get people to want to watch it, and then hopefully they can start to move forward. If the people fall off because that's it, they don't like what the stuff they're doing, that's the risk. That is the major risk. But the big thing is they want to eliminate the movement, not in a bad way, but in a good way, to say, hey, we listen, we know, we understand, but there's a lot of things going on, and we want to be able to give you the finale to Zack Snyder's vision. So can we now move forward with the stuff that we want to do, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it and have a bigger, wider universe. Now, I've been saying this for months. I've been saying this for a very, very long time, that WB wants to do it, but AT&T is now the backers. They are the ones that are giving them money. They don't want to release this Snyder Cut. They don't believe they're going to make any money off of this. And that's the major reason why you have not heard anything from Jason, Gal, Henry, definitely Ben Affleck, Ray Fisher, and even Ezra Miller. They don't know. And if they did know that they were going to do a Snyder Cut, you know that they would be with Zack doing a lot of hints. And right now, the only hints that we're getting is that Henry Cavill being Superman. We know that they're going to move forward with the Flash. There's a big story about that, and I'll talk about that in another video about the Flash. Actually, I might mention it in this one. I'll make this one a little bit longer. But there's hints that Andy Muschietti, who's the director of It and It Chapter 2, he's going to take a small break after It Chapter 2. He says that he wants to do The Howling. He wants to a reboot of The Howling. I'm going, dude, if this guy wants to do a movie, let him do it. Let him do it. Leave him alone. Let him do his movies. Give him a decent and let him do it on a decent budget, and you're gonna make a good buttload of money. My only thing is, I want him to do the Flash. I want him to focus so much on the Flash that he gives us the best Flash possible. So if he does that, then I have a huge feeling that it's going to be a really phenomenal Flash. If Ezra's 100% behind it, we're going to get 100% acting out of Ezra. He's not going to do half-ass stuff if he doesn't believe in the script. Now, we don't know his thought processes while he was doing Justice League with all the reshoots, but I have a feeling that he was having so much fun and he was excited. He wanted to play this character. He played his heart out in that character, and I think that he did everything that Joss Whedon wanted to do, and that's what made him kind of flip the script and say, hey, this is not the Barry Allen that I want to do. This is not the Barry Allen that I want to do. Can I do a different Barry Allen? And he wants to go a different direction, but the studio, they want to keep it a little bit more family friendly and gain more of the bigger audience, but they're not listening to what Zack Snyder says. And what Zack Snyder said, and I live by this motto, you can't appease everybody. You only have to appease the people that are actually going to go watch this movie. The critics are going to pan this movie. It's not going to they want it to be like Marvel. That's what they want. They don't want to say it. They don't want to come out and say it. They want what Marvel did in DC, because they believe that these characters are stupid, silly characters, and that Batman should not be taken seriously anymore. That Superman was never taken seriously anymore. Wonder Woman should not be taken seriously anymore. Now, if Wonder Woman was more like, let's say, Captain Marvel, threw out way more jokes, they didn't get into the depth of Wonder Woman, they didn't do the resonation of how she inspired these men who were broken people to actually rise up beyond their stations and try to save a war, I guarantee you that movie would be a lot more receptive with the critics. They'd have been like, this is exactly the type of Wonder Woman we wanted, and it's stupid and silly, and it's extraordinarily corny. Now, we don't know. I have the feeling. Now, I said before and I say it again, I actually loved Wonder Woman. There were problems I had with the movie, but all in all, Patty Jenkins to me did a very, very good job. I'm not going to kiss her ass. I'm not going to basically kiss Gal's ass. I'm going to be honest about it. I think the movie fell apart in the third act. And that was a lot of not Joss Whedon, but Jeff Johns coming in. And he wrote in all this corny stuff that made no sense to the characters. And it made it look like a video game. And I'm like, this is not how Wonder Woman would ever fight Ares. She fights Ares hand-to-hand combat. Ares is the god of war. He's not like Magneto and throws things at her. That is beyond what the hell he should be doing. They took out a lot of elements out of his character that I felt that was a little weird. I think that if Zack was the true mastermind behind this whole thing, after he did, if they basically told him, do your Justice League, but we would like for you to stay on and be more as the idea person to keep everything rooted, I guarantee you the movies would be a lot more concise. It would actually make a lot more sense. And a lot of these directors would actually be have a lot more freedom. Now, the problem with that is because the studio did not have a lot of faith in Zack Snyder, because they were listening to the critics. And the critics did not like what Zack Snyder was doing, so they completely went on this offensive to destroy Zack Snyder, destroy what he was trying to do, put everybody under the bus, and to change it in a way so they can feel like that they did the movie that they wanted. And everybody's starting to see that now. It has taken close to almost 6 years. This is the word, 6 years for people to... No, it took close to 4 years for them to finally see what the heck has been going on with WB. And WB has finally gotten rid of Walter Hamada, and I think they need to get rid of Toby Emmerich. He's a complete dunderhead. He doesn't understand what the heck is going on here. He should have backed Zack Snyder. He should have backed Zack Snyder. Walter Hamada, I don't personally know his mindset, but a lot of people are saying that he loved what Zack Snyder was doing, but he's only the shepherdhead. He's only the producer, the executive producer, to get these movies greenlit. Now, there's a lot of other things that's been going on, and I think that Zack is kind of now divorcing himself a little bit more from the project. He wants to do Army of the Dead. He wants to do these other projects. I think that Zack is still giving a lot of people hope that this is what was going on in Justice League, and build, and you're getting other individuals who are trying to destroy what this movement really is. Now, me personally, and I say this before and I say this again, I'm always going to be with the Snyder Cut. Me personally, I'm going to be slowly divorcing myself from it, because there are elements in here that are so toxic that it's gonna start to envelop me, and I don't want to fight that good fight. It's not worth it. I want to be able to tell you what I think and then move on. Just give you my personal opinion, like Dave Pena does, and even Chris Wong's in it. He's in it to win it. So the common movie marks, I've heard a little few things here and there from them, but they got day jobs and they got families to take care of. They don't need to be really getting themselves involved. The DC Film Hub, which is John Aaron Garza and Ben Everts, they're fighting a good fight, but they're kind of divorcing themselves from it. So there's not anybody who's really into the core and going to be fighting everybody on Twitter and this and that. And there's no reason to. I mean, we all have our own personal opinions about a lot of things. And I said my piece about Birds of Prey. I said my piece about Wonder Woman 84. And I said my piece about the Batman. I'm not that excited about this Batman. I don't like Robert Pattinson as Batman. I think that he's not the right guy for the role. And it's not because he played Diggory. No, the guy doesn't. There's just something in my gut that says, no, I don't see him as Batman. I see this it's gonna be in the same vein as Christian Bale's Batman. I don't think that Robert Pattinson is gonna give himself in massive levels of shape to play this character. He's gonna get himself in good shape, and that's it. Because they're not going to want him to get himself into this huge levels of shape. Ben didn't have to do that. Ben did it because he wanted to. Ben did that because he felt that the character needed to be done right. And that's what I wanted. That's what I want. And I think that Gal did the same thing. Now, I have a few friends who basically feel that she should have gotten a lot more shape. I personally say, dude, she's doing what she feels is the right thing for her to do. I'm not going to complain about it. She wants to continue playing this character. She has a lot of love and care for this character. Same goes for Henry. He got himself a huge levels of shape. He's not the same guy that we saw over 10 years ago. We saw the Tudors. He was a toothpick. He got himself huge for this role, and he did it right, and he played Superman correctly. It's all the writing and how the affliction of the character. Now, we don't know what's going to be going on from this point forward, but at this San Diego Comic-Con, they're doing a lot to show to us that DC is not gone, and that there's a lot more other things going on than the DC universe, and the DC movie universe. So, we still got to wait for the Joker. There's a lot of stuff going on with Birds of Prey about Black Mask, and I know a lot of people are there's a good amount of people on the fence about it. There's people that don't like what's going on in Birds of Prey, and there's tons and tons of people that are cheering it on and saying this is great, this is great. Here's my opinion: making Roman Sionis, Black Mask, gay is the dumbest thing to do. I think it's the most asinine thing to do, because this guy is a straight psychopath gangster. He's a traditional gangster. That's what he is. And when they turn Penguin from Gotham gay, watch the backlash. Did you see? Does anybody remember that backlash? There was so much backlash that their ratings almost tanked because of it. And what did they do? They immediately flipped that script real quick and turned it into, it was just a fascination. It was just he didn't understand what the word love really means, and he got confused over it. I'm like, no, you turned him gay. Now, the actor himself is gay. I have no problems with that. But you established that Penguin was a straight man, and he just had a friendship with Edward, and that's perfectly fine. But if it turned into an obsession and then it was an ambition to have him, no, you should never have done that. And look how quick that flipped the script. Now, you know that the liberals and PC people are going to be all over this, saying that I'm just being a misogynist, a homophobic person. I'm not. I'm being real, because who are you truly pandering to? Do you think that gay people are going to care that Black Mask is gay? No, they're not going to care. They just want to see a good character up there. If you want to do a gay character, Make it feel real. Make it feel like it's natural and it's organic. But the way they're doing it is this guy is mad because there's some D pics of him and he's trying to get that back, and that's the revelation that he's gay, quote unquote. Come on. That makes no sense. That absolutely makes no sense. I don't feel that that's natural. I don't feel that feels organic. I feel that it feels forced, and I feel that a lot of fans are gonna really get turned off on this because it doesn't make sense for this guy to be gay. Now, this is our first live action interpretation of this character, and you now made his character ruined for a lot of people. That means that they don't want to see any more Black Mask. That's like literally. You introduced the Joker. Oh, wait a minute. They did do that. They introduced Jared Leto's Joker, and they did not make him feel like he's the Joker. They made him feel like he's this gangster, this modern gangster. And everybody's like, well, he's always been a gangster. No, the Joker was a 1940s gangster. That's nothing like a modern gangster. Nothing like today's type of gangsters. That's like saying someone like Al Capone is going to be the same type of gangster that it is today. No. It doesn't make any sense. Everyone knows the Joker as someone like that close to Jack Nicholson. Now, Jack Nicholson's Joker from Batman, from 89 Batman, that is the 1940s gangster Joker. That's what everyone knows that to be. But when Heath Ledger came to the scene, he completely changed the definition of the Joker. I wanted to see a more sadistic, more psychotic breaking of the Joker because Batman was never around. So why? Like I said, there was a lot of things in there for Suicide Squad that I felt they should be able to change. But this is about San Diego Comic-Con. I don't want to go on another tangent. This is getting about 20 minutes long, but I hope that you all, comment on this, talk about this because I'm not saying that DC or WB is ignoring the fans or they're trying to divert or they're playing or they're doing a feint. What I'm saying is they're just giving us a lot of information that, hey, there's a lot of other stuff that WB is doing. There's a lot of comic book things that are happening. Season 2 of Titans is coming, but now they're on pause on production because they suffered an unfortunate fate with one of the stunt people, and that sucks. I mean, we had a person that died on the set, and I think they should pay respects for that person, take 4 or 5 months off, a couple of months off, and then come back and start filming again. Until the investigation and everything is taken care of. They take about a month or two off and then come back and start filming. We got the CW universe going on, and now we're going to be introduced to Batwoman. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with that show. So I'm going to give the show a chance. The trailer really turned me off. The trailer was terrible. You had Batwoman completely, legitimately bad-mouthing Batman, her cousin, the person who started this whole thing. So, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it with the Batwoman. I think that they made a lot of missteps. I think that this show is going to have a huge backlash because Arrow is done after this season. And from all accounts, Batwoman is going to be their new Arrow. And I'm not saying they're going to build a gigantic universe off of it. What I'm saying is that that show's going to be their new gritty show. They're going to keep things a little bit more different. They're talking about that Sarah Lance is going to get a superpower. Why? Why are you giving Sarah Lance a superpower? She's already a highly trained League of Assassins ninja, and she's on the same equal footing as Ra's al Ghul. Okay, but what are you going to do now to really institute that you're going to give her powers, and what's her weaknesses? You got to give her a reason why she can't do certain things. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I think that it's a stupid thing they're gonna do, but they're testing things out. Me personally, I think to just don't even give her a superpower. Just keep it the way it is. I don't know. I think that after this season, they're gonna really decipher if they're gonna keep this show around, and the main reason why the show, a lot of these CW shows are getting a lot of flack is because people are sick and tired of the corny. They're getting sick and tired of it. They're getting sick and tired of these corny teenage angst type of shows, and they want something a little bit more adult. You got The Boys that's coming out pretty soon on Amazon. That's gonna kill it. That's gonna kill it. You got Krypton. They're taking a story of Superman and they're making it dark. They're making it gritty. They're making it very, very adult. Three. You have Swamp Thing. You have the Titans. You have Doom Patrol. You have their streaming service, which they can do whatever they want. And you have stuff that's going to happen on Netflix. You have Zack Snyder wanting to do stuff on Netflix. You have all this stuff going on. Nobody is going to want to watch corny teenage angst type of stories. Not many people. I'm sorry, not no one, but not many people are going to want to watch it. And that's being the truthful, because it's pulling a lot of fans away. The Flash was one of their highest top shows, and it's starting to tank. And that's the reason why, is because they don't have a clear-cut vision of what they wanted to do. They never did. Because Andrew Kreisberg, who wrote for The Flash, they got rid of him because of all this drama that he was the stuff that happened behind the scenes, and I don't want to get into it. So you got rid of a person that knows a lot about The Flash for another showrunner that doesn't know very much about The Flash, never wrote for The Flash, and he was just a sidearm to Andrew Kreisberg's vision. So he's not going to have a clear-cut vision. He's not, because Andrew already had a full season ready before he got let go. So I don't understand. I personally don't understand what's going to be happening after this season. Now, a lot of people are talking about, they're going to change the suit again. Why don't we just keep this suit and just basically leave it alone? We've had, for 6 years now, we've had 4 different suits of the Flash. Four. And now we get, the last season was finally a comic book accurate version of the suit. And everybody's like, well, I kind of like the chin strap better. Why? That's not comic book accurate. That was later. This one is comic book accurate. And now people are complaining about it because he doesn't have the golden boots. Or this. And I'm like, come on, man. So again, you can't appease everybody. Just give me a good story. The whole thing last season was very, very wonky. It was weird. I didn't understand very much, a lot of stuff going on. The whole thing with Cicada was strange. It was just a weird season, but not as bad as the whole thing with Savitar. The whole thing with Savitar in season 3. Yeah, season 3. The whole thing with season 3 was huge, and I felt that was weird. I don't know why they did that. However, again, it's about San Diego Comic-Con. Now we're getting up to 30 minutes. Okay, so like I said, I'm sorry, and I wanted to go into a tangent, but my idea about what's going on with San Diego Comic-Con is if they wanted to get rid of all this stuff about about the Snyder Cut, they should have WB would have completely buried it. They would have completely buried it. So did AT&T. They would have completely buried it. But John Aaron did a right job with that article, stating that the only reason why they are not doing anything right now is because they have a feeling that no one cares. So I'm not gonna say we, but if Eric Blake and the whole Snyder Cut movement proves that the fans want to see this cut, they'll bring it out. And I think that WB knows this. And they're not trying to destroy it. They're not trying to completely bury it. So if they can get the CW crowd, if they can get the CW fans, if they can get some of the streaming fans and the streaming cast members to say, hey, we want to see that Snyder Cut too, and get all that stuff about them saying, hey, we want to see the Snyder Cut, you're going to see a huge explosion on San Diego Comic-Con. There are going to be a huge levels of explosion. But right now, not many people are not. It's trending. It's trending on Twitter, but it's not a huge explosion because everyone's talking about the trailers and they're talking about this, they're talking about that. But you're not getting like Stephen Amell or Grant Gustin or Melissa Benoist. You're not getting the cast members to say, "Hey, release that Snyder Cut. Release the Snyder Cut." Or you're not getting this. Brandon Thewis or Anna Diop. You're not getting Mika Kelly, you're not getting them to say, hey, release that Snyder cut. You're not getting any of them saying that. So it might do something, it might not. But hey, comment, subscribe, and share down below. Let's talk about this. Let's get this out there. It's getting 30 minutes now. I made it too long, but hey, there's a lot I want to talk about. But do this down below and let's talk about it. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts about what you think that WB should be doing to help promote the Snyder Cut, or you think they're doing the right thing? Do you think that they're keeping out of it and letting the Snyder Cut fans do the promotion for it, free promotion? Then that will help Walter Hamada be able to get that cut out. And also, do you think they should do it on a Blu-ray, or do you think they should do it on the streaming service? That's a free service for them. That's free. They could just put on there and watch their thing skyrocket, because that means that there's comics on there, there's other movies, there's Zack Snyder comic book movies on there. You can easily put it on there. They could do Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Cut. They could do Wonder Woman. They can do Shazam. They can do Aquaman. They could do the extended cut of Suicide Squad. They could do all those movies and then the Snyder Cut of Justice League, and see how many subscriptions they get and how many people are going to want to stick around and see what happens. I mean, if you want to make money, you got to spend money, and also, if you want to get those subscriptions, you got to give incentive for people to want to get those subscriptions. So that's my take, and I'll talk a little bit later about what's going on, and also I'll make a list and show you guys a list of the movie directions I want to do for my DC movies, going all the way up to the final movie, which is going to be a top secret thing that I want to do, and move forward from there. But hey, like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you guys think. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later.